This video was brilliant. It's got 17 views. The algorithm is punishing me again.
Interesting. I'm curious to know, did anybody subscribe from the video?
Well, no, actually.
Really? Well, how about likes? Someone gave you a thumbs up, yeah?
No.
Huh. And what about any comments?
Oh, yeah. My mum commented. She didn't watch the video, but it's a thought that counts, right?
You can increase the chance of YouTube suggesting your content by increasing your click-through rate and your video watch time.
This line of text, found deep in the analytics, is one of those rare glimpses into how the YouTube algorithm might actually work. And when I saw this new, sneaked under the radar data point in the YouTube studio, I thought it might be a further insight into the YouTube algorithm.
You can find it in the audience retention data of any video under the drop-down labelled Detailed Activity. This will display a second graph telling you exactly how many people joined or left the video at any point.
It's a sort of data you first look at and say, ooh, this is interesting. And then the more you look at it, you start to ask yourself, what's this actually telling me?
I think that for the vast majority of creators, it's going to have a huge spike at the beginning of a video and a huge drop at the end of it, with barely any noticeable stuff in the middle. I don't think we need a new graph to tell us that.
No. So why have you just told me about a new useless analytic that's not going to help me break the algorithm?
That, Mr. Small YouTube channel, is actually a really good question. Maybe for you, the data is completely different and useful. If it is, let us know your experiences in the comments below. For me, it's just another way of looking at the same data we already have, average view duration. But what if YouTube were to do something like this? Imagine a timeline that showed you exactly when viewers liked the video, hit the subscribe button, or posted a comment. I think it would be an awesome tool, and I'm going to call it the Audience Satisfaction Heat Map.
This is another rare glimpse into the algorithm, which you'll find in YouTube's support pages. YouTube's search and discovery system helps viewers find the videos they're most likely to watch and maximise long-term viewer satisfaction.
Rob, methinks you should have called this the Viewers Satisfaction Heat Map.
Probably right, actually. But the question is, what is viewer satisfaction?
Well, it's all of these things, including one of the engagement metrics we've already mentioned, likes and dislikes.
And so, just imagine for a moment if you were able to test different forms of engagement. For example, if I were to say to you, if this video gets more than 2,000 likes, then you might see Mr. Small YouTube channel man in future videos. Would that spike the engagement on this video? Probably not, because nobody cares about Mr. Small YouTube channel man. Given that YouTube can record exactly how long a viewer spends on a video up to the second, it's not a stretch to imagine that they can record exactly when a viewer engages with a video with a like, a subscribe button, or a comment. So YouTube, make it happen. And if you can't, I've got some data that might interest you.
Here's a question for you. Go to your most popular video and divide views by likes. What number do you come up with? In our case, if we divide 1.9 million views by 72,000 likes, we come up with a views to like ratio of 26.1.
Now, of course, in isolation, the views to like ratio on one video on one channel doesn't mean very much. But what about when you compare it against 10,000 channels?
Well, in the end, we were actually able to get 17,000 responses from our community. And the general consensus seems to be that if you're averaging less than 10 views per like, your content is likely to be quite engaging.
Now, we need to be clear that there are a lot of caveats about this data. It doesn't take into account whether it's a long form piece of content or a short, or how many total views the video has. But the distribution of percentages is remarkably balanced. Now, nobody outside of YouTube, and probably YouTube themselves, know just how much likes influence the discovery of content. But it stands to reason that if you can turn your video from a passive experience into an interactive one, through likes and potentially comments, then the video is more likely to be shared with a wider audience.
And so obviously, the only natural thing to do next was to ask the vidIQ community how many views per comment they get. Unfortunately, I don't think I got the balance quite right here. A comment every 100 views is about average or better. What did surprise me though, is that over a quarter of creators simply don't get any comments at all.
I've got two explanations for this, both of which could be wrong. They could be viral shorts where the comments just can't keep up with the views, or more likely, external traffic to these YouTube videos where it's impossible to comment on the video. Although it doesn't strictly mention comments as a influencing factor on the discovery of content, in my opinion, I can't think of a higher honor for a video to get a comment from somebody who's watching the video. To make a viewer care enough about the content to spend time writing a comment with no guarantee of a response, if that's not an excellent example of viewer engagement and possible satisfaction, I don't know what is. I guess from the algorithm's perspective, it is harder to evaluate a comment. Is it positive? Is it negative? Or is it just another one of those bots? But ignoring for a second whether or not comments are exploitable, when it works, it is one of the truest forms of a human-triggered response. Which is why you should be trying to engage with your audience throughout the video, and then once it goes live, jump into the comments so that you can respond to some of your loyal audience.
I have tried everything you've suggested and none of it's working.
I didn't mean you poor excuse for a YouTube channel.
Well, why am I not getting any more subs?
Oh, that's actually a good question. Yeah. What is a good views to sub ratio?
This was a simple one to do. Divide total channel views by subscribers, and you'll get an answer of under 50 views per subscriber if you're doing a fairly decent job. If subscribers really matter to you, of course.
And the simplest way to get more subscribers is to ask. But there's a right way to do it. And if you watch this video, you'll learn how to double your subscribers with just 5 minutes of work. I like the sound of that.